All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh, double honor to Apostle and elders, the great most of the taught me this truth. Salutations to the Akim out there pushing this truth in all sincerity and wishing the lives to do so. Uh, Salutations to the hopeful elect that believe in the truth of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that scattered among the four corners of the earth. Shalom. This is a part two to a video I did previously on this article dealing with Jake's refusal to be vaccinated. I noticed that the video I did previously, that the sound is muffled. In the video, going in and out throughout the video, the sound is muffled during certain parts of the video. So I'm just gonna go, and try to. I'm not gonna make this video as long as the previous video. I'm just gonna try to get straight to the point. Like I said, the article is and dealing with Jake's refusal to be vaccinated with the COVID vaccine, and I'm also gonna leave the other video up. You can still listen to it. Like I said, there's certain parts that are muffled. I don't know if it's something that I did on my end or something that Esau Edom did. This devil always trying to mess with the videos that are put up to edify the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. So let me just jump down. Title of paragraph: I won't be used as a guinea pig for white people, and it's based off this housing projects in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And just jump down where I want to. All right, I'm gonna start here. Where it reads: recruiting black volunteers for vaccine trials during a period of severe mistrust of the federal government and heightened awareness of racial injustice is a formidable task. So far, only about 3% of black people who have signed up nationally are black. Yeah, so Jake's is refusing to be vaccinated or partake in this these trials because they understand that that something's not right. It's like you're saying that you want to save me with your vaccination, but then again, when we deal with issues like social injustice, and you had your police force out there, putting us to death, like you don't want to help us on that end, But now all of a sudden, you have the urgency to actually, create this vaccination and put us at the forefront. Outside of healthcare workers being, those that are essential workers and healthcare workers being at the forefront of who you want to be vaccinated. Next in line is so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Yet never has their inclusion in a medical study been more urgent. The economic and health impacts of the coronavirus are feeling disproportionately hard on communities of color. It is an essential. Public health experts say that research reflects diverse participation not only as a matter of social justice and sound practice, but when the vaccine becomes available to help persuade Black, Latino, and Native American people to actually get it, the participant of Asian people in close to their share of population. Yeah, Asians, they're gonna participate because they don't really have health issues like that. They can eat whatever they want. Like they eat all type of abominable foods, pig, bats, rats, or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not actually under the curses like the nation of Israel is. So they don't have those health issues from eating abominable things. So they can do those. They can eat and things as they please because the Lord hasn't given them instruction on what to eat and what not to eat. Those things were given into the nation of Israel. And I'm gonna read on with the article. It says people of color face greater exposure to the virus, in part because many work in the front line in essential jobs and have high rates of diabetes, obesity, hypertension, and all which are risk factors for severe COVID-19. But even when those factors are accounted for, people of color still appear to have a higher risk of infection for reasons researchers cannot yet pinpoint, said Dr. Nelson L. Michael, an infectious disease expert at Walter Reed Army Institute of Research. Yeah, and the reason why he don't have an answer because he don't know. But the truth is, the matter is the reason why we're at are more susceptible to catching these diseases, is because of the curses, in Deuteronomy 28, which we're gonna go into. But they have no answer for it. But the answer is strictly in the scriptures, because the Bible is a book of prophecy, and it was written to a particular people. You so-called Latinos, Negroes, and Native Americans. You are the Israelites, and the book was written unto you and your people. So the answer for what they don't have the answer to of you being more susceptible to diseases is in the scriptures. So this is Deuteronomy 28:58, which reads, "If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, thy Lord, thy power, Yahweh thy power, then Yahweh will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sickness, and of long continuance. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou wast afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will Yahweh bring upon thee until thou is destroyed." Yeah, so all the plagues that were placed upon us in the land of Egypt, along with new plagues and sicknesses, will also affect us in this current captivity, because we know this is we're in spiritual Egypt right now. Egypt just means a place of bondage. In this new captivity, in Babylon the Great, or what they call USFA, or America. This is our current place of captivity, and we're carrying out our punishment. This is our imprisonment. And we're serving the punishment for going against our power. And so the answer to the doctor's question is he doesn't understand why we're more so susceptible for the contacting diseases, but it's right here in the scriptures. The reason why we're getting these diseases is because we're cursed. We're under the curses, and these are the sign, letting you know who the Lord's people are. So the answer to that question is, because we're the Lord's people, and He's punishing us in our current captivity, which is this is our last captivity. Let's go back to the article. It reads, "Historically, we test everything in white men," said Dr. Michael, a member of the vaccine development team in Operation Warp Speed, the public-private partnership set up by the White House. But the disease is coming after people of color, and we need to encourage them to volunteer because they have the highest burden of disease. Now, academic research at trial sites like Pittsburgh are turning to neighborhoods leaders to attract more diverse pools of participants. The Urban League of Greater Pittsburgh sponsored an informative webinar, and New Pittsburgh Courier, which has a large African American readership, published articles about the trial. And in the Hill District, which contains the city's oldest black neighborhoods, volunteers from the neighborhood resilience projects, a faith-based innovative that offers a food bank, clothing, and health clinic, are trying to are trying to reach people where the pandemic is raging in crowded multi-generational homes. The recruiters knock on doors in buttonhole neighborhoods, setting on worn sofas in small, close apartments. They address fears with respect and facts. Miss Arnold carefully explained to the tenants her decision to partake in the trial for the vaccine being developed by the Moderna, a company that has received pledges of 1.5 billion from the Trump administration for its efforts. I am a proud African American woman, she said, as African Americans, we always seem to get less out of things to go on, that go on. I want us at the forefront of this. I want to make sure that black people are represented. I am going I'm going by faith that these people won't do to African Americans what they did to us in Tuskegee. I'm holding them accountable. See, that's what Esau does. Esau goes to Eve, to get them, to convince Jake, to partake in his wickedness, just like he did to Eve in the garden. He went to her because she's the weaker vessel, and he convinced her, to partake in the ways. And Eve went to Jake or to Adam and convinced him, and that's the same. They're still using those same methods as today, and dealing with this Ski's experiment. That was they used a Eve. Then as well, her name is Eunice Rivers, I believe. And I think she was a nurse in the military, and it was the military or the government that put this trial together. They told Jake that they was going to give him free medical help or free medical care, and truly they was injecting him with syphilis. A lot of the patients. It was a syphilis study, and it was only supposed to last like 6 months, but it lasted like 40 years from like 1932 to 1942. So they was like telling Jake they were treating them, but truly they weren't. So Jake was actually passing this syphilis on, to their spouses, and they were actually having children and passing it on to the children as well. So, and they were not treating the family, they were just letting, the syphilis, take its course. And, they would, made them believe, a vain lie that they told them that, we're actually treating you for this, the disease. And, they weren't treating them. They were just seeing the natural course of syphilis. But truly they wanted to just, pretty much kill Jake off, and that's Esau's whole plan. Like his whole, thing is that he wants to get rid of you. He doesn't want to help you, and that's the whole thing with this vaccination. This is part of his blessing, his sword that the Lord has given unto him, to create such things, to help do his wickedness, and this is the blessing that the Lord has given unto him. So let's go to this is Proverbs 11:21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. Yeah, so even though this Eve, that's trying to get Jake to partake in this vaccine, the vaccine trials, or to get them to take the vaccination, she's going to be destroyed for her wickedness. Even though she's hand joined in hand, that's not going to stop them, from going unpunished. Esau, Edom, and the 2/3, or all those that are in agreement, with their oppressor, they're going to be destroyed, but the righteous of the Lord should be delivered, but like I said, Esau, he always ran to Eve because she's the weaker vessel and she's easily to convince. So he uses her as the face or the forefront, to do his wickedness. That's why, like I said, they used the chick Eunice Rivers, going to her, especially during those times in the 1930s. They wasn't going to try to trust the white man who they called the devil, even though during those times, just because of the wickedness that he was doing. they wasn't gonna you know accept whatever treatment that he was giving them because they didn't trust him. That's why they didn't really have a problem with segregation. Um, we actually thrived more when we were segregated from these devils. The downfall was us actually integrating with them or whatnot. But even in our segregation, they had so much hatred for us that they destroyed us anyway. As you know about the Rosewood and Tulsa, Oklahoma's situations. You know, but uh, anyway, yeah. Though Esau's using Eve, again, what I'm saying, to promote his wickedness, but again, you know, they still using these same tactics, but it's not gonna work. You know, um, this is Isaiah 59:3, which reads, For your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity. Your lips have spoken lies, your tongue hath muttered perverseness. None calleth for justice, nor pleadeth for truth. Thy trust in vanity. It's like they trust in vanity and speak lies. They conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity. Yeah, you know, this whole COVID vaccination, and it's for your benefit. It's a whole lie. You know what I'm saying? You're trusting in vanity, in the vain thing. It's not going to benefit you because the whole point of it is to destroy Jake. You know what I'm saying? They really don't want to help you. And like you were saying with the social injustice thing, they turn their back to that. But on this end, they're reaching their hand out saying that they want to save you, but truly they're reaching their hand out in deceit. Because the truth of the matter is they just wanted to eliminate you. And this is Psalms 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were there drawn swords. Yeah, so even though he speaks smoothly, saying that he wants to help you, truly, he wants to destroy you. And like we're saying, this vaccination is part of his sword. It's part of his blessing to help put you to death. Because if you get vaccinated, more than likely, you're gonna it's not gonna be beneficial for you. But this devil, he want to destroy the whole world with this vaccination. This is not just something that he's doing in the United States. This is a worldwide thing, because this is going to lead to the introduction of the RFID microchip, that he's going to give into the whole world, to have them be enslaved unto him, and that's the end game. That's what he wants. But he's not going to fulfill that task, because the Lord going to shut it. It's like it. The Lord going to shut it down before that happens. And this one last scripture that I wanted to bring out. This is Eschatologicus 12:10, which reads, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." Yeah, so Jake, you can't trust your enemy, man, because there's no good. He means he means he doesn't mean you well. He's doing this pretty much to destroy you. So if you're trusting him, you're going to be destroyed. You gotta, so because he has ill intent in him, and he doesn't want you to receive your blessing of rulership. So he's going to do everything in his power to hold on to his blessing, to destroy you, because if he can't have it, nobody can have it. So he'll destroy the whole world before you get a chance to actually receive your blessing. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, hope the lesson is edifying. Like I said, I'm going to leave the other video up, and you can also take a look at that one as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Kohlo Yahba Shem Yahushai. Abba Shalom.